All right, I'm going to close and I want to talk a little bit about the what we've been talking about for 2.5 hours, which is the Pulse site. A couple of things I want to say, and those on staff have heard this. One is the value of the property. And look, these folks here have a lot of talents I don't have, but I've been in commercial real estate my entire business career. For us to suggest that that property is worth $1.9 million is misleading. 7 years ago, when we looked at this site, our own appraiser said the property was worth $700,000. So where's the balance? People are trying to give value to the improvements. And I would suggest to you that the improvements, those that are still there, the owners have already been paid for their improvements through insurance. And if they haven't, it's their own fault they didn't have insurance. But we are buying land. Don't make any mistake about it. And I would also suggest the value of that land since the event is probably more because of the tragic event and the stigma associated with that. I can't imagine a business coming in and say, I'll pay $2 million and open up a fast food joint or whatever. It's only 1/3 of an acre, so there's limited things you can do. So let's not be confused. We're paying at least 2 to 3 times the value of that property. And so with that, but here's another fact. The reality is it's sacred ground. It was said before. The only purpose for that site, in my view, given the historic significance to this city, is that we make a memorial. Like these folks, I don't know what that is. We let the Pulse Foundation try to figure that out, and for whatever reasons, they failed. So let's take another stab at it. But I think we need to control that as the city first. And to me, the best way to do that and to make sure the taxpayers pay a fair price is we do eminent domain. That's what eminent domain was brought up for. Thank you, sir. Well, thank you, sir. 2.5 hours we got to hear from you. Give me 5 minutes and then we can always talk. Thank you, sir. So where was I? So we should, in my view, I would like to talk to the council about eminent domain. Why? Because it meets the criteria for eminent domain. It's for the public use. And clearly, if that site's not in the best interest of the public, I don't know what is. And 2, the owners will be paid a fair price through the courts. And if it comes out to be $2 million, great, we'll pay them $2 million. But I would bet you $1, it's going to be a lot less than $2 million. And that way, we pay the fair price. We still control it. We can still do a memorial, but we don't succumb to the owners who have done absolutely nothing that they promised they would do. And then we should do eminent domain. So with that, Mayor, before I move the agenda, I was hoping we could talk about this at agenda review, but I understand there was a lot of ups and downs. But if
so, Commissioner, just let me respond to that.
Thank you.
I just had a couple things I want to respond to anyway.